Just finished week 10 of eating right, low carb. I want to share with you how my week was, what the results were, and something I'm really superstitious about now, I think. So this week I did lose again, and I did the same thing this past week that I did the week before, is I drank a cup of water, a 16 ounce, like a Tervis cup of just room temperature water, before I had coffee every morning. And I lost again. So that's the second week in a row I did that. So now I think I might be a little superstitious, but I lost. So that's great. I'm going to keep doing it. It's good for me. If that's not what's helping, that's fine. I'm going to keep doing it. But I woke up, had water, drank the cup before I even had coffee. So I lost again. Great. I did have a challenging weekend. I still lost though. Had another birthday party to go to over the weekend. My mom turned 80, so we had a big celebration for her, which took 2 days worth of travel and then a day there for the party and doing the prep and all. So I went by my rule of half and was able to deal with the weekend okay. Had a good week leading up to that. The weekend, day of travel, we did Five Guys on the way there, on the way back. So that's helpful because you can always get the lettuce wrap, and it's still filling and it's great. It tastes good. So I usually just put like mayonnaise, a little bit of ketchup, and onion, tomato, pickle on it, and it makes a really, really good lettuce wrap hamburger. So I usually do, and I do the little one, so it's one patty. I guess you could do two patties. It ends up being almost a $12 hamburger though if you do the two patties. It just doesn't seem right, but nonetheless, we did the Five Guys, and then the night we got there, we had a enchilada casserole that was done on the grill. It was not low carb, but going back to my rule of half is what I do. If I'm faced with a scenario and I can't eat low carb, what I will do is I'll eat half of what I would normally have eaten when I wasn't eating low carb. So that seems to help. Definitely seems to help actually. But I ended up having cake for the birthday party. We had a charcuterie board, so that was fine. That was meat and cheese, and so that was low carb. And then I ate half a piece of cake. I didn't take a picture of it. Maybe I'll put the whole cake up there. And it was a half a piece, but that's what I do. If I'm facing that scenario and I don't have anything other to eat, and life happens, you still want to participate and celebrate those moments. And the traditional way is usually cake. But what I do is I eat half of it, and that seems to work out pretty good. This past week, this is the first full week, I believe, I did not eat breakfast. I kind of just stopped. I wasn't hungry, so I thought, well, why would I eat if I'm not hungry? So I kind of just went with the whole fasting thing last week. And if you haven't fasted before, it feels pretty good. Once you get to a certain point, you're not even hungry. And, you're drinking water and fluids, of course, and I still have coffee. And it just feels good. I'm sure it's a level of ketosis, so my body's using my stored fat for energy. But I did that all of last week, no breakfast. And I've kind of just learned as I'm in my 50s, I kind of just want a low stress way to lose weight. And I think it's consistency plays a really big part of that. In fasting, of course, when I was younger and I would tell people I was fasting to lose weight, they would, the first thing that they think is, oh, you're starving yourself. That's not healthy. But, that's not really the actual what's happening with your body. So now, older, I don't have anybody to tell me I'm starving myself. So that's nice. I can just do my thing and do the fasting and still continue to lose weight. And it's nice. The one thing this weekend too, I noticed, this was the first time I actually get to the point where I put on a piece of clothing. It was shorts, and I actually felt like, oh, I think I've lost some weight. And I'll tell you my results in a second, but there must be a point in time in which you get to oh, I can start to notice it in your clothes. You know, it's not going to be 2 pounds, 5 pounds, 10 pounds, probably not. But I think there's this number for me, it must be the 15-ish, 18-ish pound loss that maybe I start feeling it and noticing it in my clothes. And it was really a nice feeling. So I had a pair of shorts, and then the next day I put on a different pair of pants that I hadn't worn in a while, and I was like, last time I put these on, I remember them being a little bit tighter. So that was a really nice accomplishment this past week. But my results, last week I only lost 0.8 pounds. That brings my total since day one minus 18.4 pounds. The week before, I had lost 4.8 pounds. So I figured this, this week would be a little bit less. But, going through those 2 travel days, being pretty sedentary in the car riding, and for 2 days out of the 7, I didn't burn a lot of calories and wasn't very much energy used for those 2 days. And eating different foods. We went to a nicer restaurant on the night before I would have weighed, and I actually ordered a salad with chicken on top of it, and it was really good. I took a picture of it. I just ordered a half salad and then like a side of chicken that I ate with the salad, and it was really good. And I had water to drink there. I didn't want to have the Coke Zero. I had mentioned in a previous video, a lot of those artificial sweeteners, they tend to make my joints hurt. So I just drank water with that meal, and it was still a really enjoyable meal. You get to the point where instead of focusing on the food, focus on the people you're with and just enjoying that company. So it was nice, had that meal. But like I said, I lost 0.8 pounds this week for a total of 18.4. So I think that magic number with clothes fitting better must be around 15 or 18 pounds for me. So, and it makes me wonder if that's why maybe some people tend to quit because they get discouraged. If you lose weight, I think you automatically think your clothes should fit differently, which they would if you lose enough, is what I'm starting to think. So, if you're watching this and you feel discouraged, just keep at it. Stay consistent. If you do the same thing over and over, your body catches up and your metabolism changes, and you'll start feeling that weight loss too, just like I have. So last week was week 10. So that was day 64 through 70. And so if you think, starting from day 1, I've had 70 days before I really felt like I had a noticeably different feel in the way my clothes fit. And it may be different for everybody. That was mine. But don't give up, and stick with it. Good things will happen. So thank you again for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Follow along on my journey. I think I might add another video later this week and talk a little bit more about the weight loss and what I do for fasting, and kind of my plan with that too. So thank you again for watching, and I will see you next time.